Ooh. I don't think I've ever been so excited for a parcel, or at least recently anyway. This is going to be replacing my two 144Hz, or technically 165Hz IPS 1440p gaming monitors. So yeah, I'm excited. How do I open this thing? I'm guessing based by looking at the box, it opens up this way, so we have to be careful. Oh, okay. Cool, fantastic. So, first thing I noticed is this bag with, I'm guessing all the cables I need, although since I ordered it from Europe, I've got a European power plug, though I should have a UK one upstairs somewhere. Of course I've got the stand, the power brick, the massive power brick, and more. I wonder if I just put that to one side, and well, there's a monitor. So from my understanding, we are supposed to assemble the stand first, so I guess we can do that now. Understanding, never mind. Oh, you got some nice stickers. Oh, that's quite cool. I like the stickers. Oh, very intuitive. Okay, cool. And then I can simply lift the monitor out. Oh. There's the monitor. So what I'll do is, I think we'll take this upstairs, since well, I'm not going to be gaming in this room, and yeah, we'll check it out. This is the monitor I'm going to be replacing. I did have another one there, but I moved it out of the way, so yeah, let's set this up. One more peel to do. Oh, another one. Another peel. And you could say this monitor is quite appealing. Yeah, that's a good one. You like that one. You smiled. I know you did. Oh. Oh, it's got handles on the back. I like that. Oh. Okay, last peel, I think it was. Anyway. So many surprises. Oh, you've got to press the power button. Oh wow, I've never had an OLED monitor before. I'm so glad everything has worked, is working well. I got this monitor from Germany, so I mean, nothing against Germany, absolutely not. I just mean because it took one quite a big trip to get to the UK, so I'm so glad that it's working. What's this power setting? Oh, I didn't even get a chance to read that. Never mind. But wow, this is beautiful. This is. I know my PC is quite loud right now. The fans will turn down. Yeah, no, this is fantastic. This is fantastic. This is as good as it gets, pretty much. Now, there's still a lot more to learn about this monitor, but I'm glad that it's working. And I guess I'll get all of this set up done later on. But yeah, I'll catch up with you later on. First of all, and the most obvious one, is the QD-OLED picture quality. I've never owned a QD-OLED or any OLED monitor or TV before, and it's pretty much the best you can get at this rate. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's so much better than a traditional IPS LED monitors, and I thought they were really good. So this is like next level. This because of the enhanced black levels and brightness and contrast, and the colours just, you know, have that bit more pop to them compared to previous monitors I've looked at. On top of that, the 4K resolution is just a cherry on top. To be fair, anything less than 4K resolution at 32 inches or more is going to be a bit problematic to some degree, or yeah, it just doesn't really seem right to have a 1440p or lower resolution on a display of this size. So yeah, it's fantastic. The second point, which is one of the main reasons to why I purchased this monitor, was the built-in USB 3.2 KVM switch. Now, here's the thing, I could just go out and buy any old KVM switch, which is fine, but I was actually wondering whether to get the MSI equivalent to this monitor, but that was about 300 or maybe 400 pounds cheaper than this monitor, and I didn't really want to have separate devices. Like, I could buy a wonderful KVM switch, but then I don't think there's a lot of them that do high refresh rate at 4K. In fact, I haven't even came across one that does 4K 240 Hz, though to be fair, I haven't been looking that much into KVM switches recently. But yeah, it's such a fantastic feature to have in a monitor, especially with it being USB 3.2. Being able to switch seamlessly between my MacBook and PC is a life changer. It really makes my workflow so much easier, and I can just use one cable to plug in my keyboard, mouse, Elgato Stream Deck, Elgato Cam Link, audio interface for the microphone and headphones. What else? I think those are the main devices, but you get the point. The third feature I really like about this monitor is the 240 Hz refresh rate. Coming from a 165 Hz or realistically 144 Hz monitor, since I didn't overclock my previous monitors, it's just such a wonderful, I guess, cherry on top for this monitor. Since refresh rate wasn't my highest priority, however, I definitely needed 144 minimum, since using 144 Hz and going back to 60 Hz was just no. In fact, I would even considering getting the Apple Studio display, and I was like looking at the price of this monitor and comparing them both. They're just like, what on earth? Absolutely not. Now, I'm not saying that the Apple Studio display has zero purpose for existence, but in terms of value for money, this monitor, well, yeah, I personally think this monitor had better value for money, but I understand that, you know, the Studio display is aimed at a completely different target audience. Oh, plus the Studio display I was looking at was 60 Hz. Not for me anyway. With this being my first OLED panel, I was, and to be honest, I still am, a little bit suspicious when it comes to burn-in. In fact, I'm using my MacBook to record this video right now, and the problem is with macOS, at least from my understanding, there seems to be no way to auto hide the menu at the top. So what I've done is I have background changing on both the computers every few minutes, so the display isn't constantly showing the same desktop background. But yeah, I was a little bit about burn-in, and I still am. But one of the biggest selling points for this monitor is the built-in burn-in protection features that it has to offer. Also, it comes with a 3-year burn-in warranty, which is really nice. Apparently burn-in on these new OLED panels are not really a thing anymore. I'm still a little bit worried about burn-in. Well, not worried, but you know, I'm trying to, I guess it's just I'm in the early days of this monitor and I'm just sort of babysitting it, but yeah, I've never owned an OLED panel before. However, this monitor does have some features such as a sensor which is built in, which can detect if you're sitting near the monitor or not. And I just realized that my secondary display is actually covering that sensor. Yeah, I didn't really think that one through, did I? Well, it worked really well before I put the secondary display in front, and that was a nice quality of life feature. However, what is a bit annoying is if you do have music playing and you walk away from the monitor and the monitor times out, i.e. it detects that you're not sitting where the monitor is and you've got music playing out the speakers, which the monitor doesn't have any built-in speakers, unfortunately. However, I have a soundbar connected to it, and therefore the music, because the monitor turns off, it just cuts out the audio. So that's one thing to sort of consider. There might be something in the setting to disable that, but I couldn't find anything to do with that. Also, it uses AI to dim some part of the display which is not moving. So for example, if you got a taskbar on the computer, then it will dim those parts. So if you're watching a YouTube video and sometimes you have that little sort of watermark at the bottom right, it'll also dim that as well. It also has a pixel cleaning functionality as well, and some other OLED protection utilities as well, which I'm not going to get into since there are quite a few of them. Again, to put my mind a bit more at ease, is that 3-year burn-in warranty, which gave me a little bit more confidence when purchasing this monitor. Now, the bezels. I don't know about you, but I don't really like bezels, or at least thick bezels anyway. And this was one of the main reasons, again, to why I lean towards this monitor. Now, are these the most thinnest bezels in the world? Probably not. And in fact, it has a chin, which I'm not really the biggest fan of when it comes to the design of things, but it also adds some nice functionality, so it's okay. I'm guessing that's where it houses the proximity sensor, and if you don't like that red LED light, you can always disable it in the settings. There are also some LED lights on the back, however, it's not bright enough to light up your wall if that's something you were hoping to do. It's normally just for show, but then most people, including myself, have the monitor pushed back at the wall, so unfortunately you're not really going to take much advantage of the light in the back unless you have your setup in the middle of your room or something like that. But I don't know about you, but a lot of bedrooms, or at least in the UK, are not big enough to do that. And I guess that brings me to the build quality of the display. To be honest, it exceeded my expectations. Now, sure, the price is quite expensive, which we'll get to soon. However, I thought most of it, or at least all of it pretty much, apart from the display portion, was going to be plastic. However, I was pleasantly surprised to find out there were in fact some aluminium casing around the screen. I think it's aluminium. However, the back is plastic. Although, what's really nice, and I don't know if this was intentional, but the plastic section doubles as like a handle, and also I suppose a chin does as well. But it's nice to sort of grab onto that when mounting the monitor or positioning it. So it's nice, but I'm happy with the build quality. No complaints there. One of the biggest concerns I had with this monitor before purchasing was a glossy display. This is because I have lights behind me, as you can tell, and I wasn't sure if it was going to impact my viewing experience. Now, I don't know if it is this chair that I'm sitting in, however I have moved the chair away and the lights, at least when the monitor is turned on, didn't really show up that much. However, when the monitor is off or is in dark picture settings environments and watching content that's dark, then the lights don't really get in the way that much. Sure, I guess it's visible if you really pay attention to it. However, it's something you'll get used to fairly quickly, and again, I'm fortunate I'm able to control the lighting in this room. If for whatever reason you have to use the top light and you're not able to control the lights, then maybe look for a display with a matte finish. However, the glossy finish makes details sort of stand out a bit more, and I'm glad I chose this monitor. Hopefully that explanation makes sense. Okay, here are some things I think could be improved a bit more when it comes to this monitor. First of all is the chin. And I know I've been roasting this monitor for the chin, and you know, it's honestly not that much of a deal breaker. I really like the look of minimalistic monitors such as the LG one, which I'm really bad at remembering model numbers, but it's this one here. I was nearly going to go for this LG monitor, but it didn't really have the features I wanted, such as USB-C, and I think there was KVM that was missing, though I could be wrong, but there was some of the elements as well. Anyway, besides the point, I do understand there are some functionality built into the chin. For example, it provides easy access to the joystick and buttons to control the monitor settings that bit easier, which is nice, and you know, for moving things, and I believe it houses the sensor as well, which I mentioned before, but I would have liked to see that just disappear and provide those functionality without needing a chin. But that's just me and my personal opinion, and it's a very small nitpick. Also, another issue with this monitor is the stand. Now sure, it has this lovely light which can glow onto the table, and I'm sure it looks wonderful, but the problem is it takes up too much room on your desk, and you are pretty much going to need a fairly deep desk in order to push this monitor quite far back. Otherwise you're going to be staring at a massive 32-inch screen that's very close to you, and it's just not going to be the best experience. I do like that ASUS has provided a VESA compatibility mount in the box, which is a very nice inclusion, since I was able to put this on a monitor arm no problem. It is a bit of a heavier monitor, I would imagine that due to the size and the build quality as well. However, you are going to need an adequate monitor arm to support the weight of the monitor. And if you are getting this monitor, I would highly recommend picking up a monitor arm. I believe ASUS have their own monitor arm as well. If I can find the arm that I use, I'll leave a link for it in the description. Two more points I think could be improved about this monitor is the USB-A ports could provide a bit more power output. This again is another nitpick, but I don't know if it is possible or just limitation of USB-A, or you know, but I found, for example, when I was plugging in my USB hub, well actually it was a KVM switch, which I just made it into a makeshift USB hub, but when I plugged in that, I had to provide additional power to it since it was just acting all funny, and I also had to use a shorter USB extension cable for my Elgato cam link since that was acting up as well. But I would have liked to see a bit more power output for plugging in more peripherals, but it's not really, you know, it's not really much of a deal breaker since everything is working now. And to be fair, if you are using a USB hub, then it's probably best to provide power to it externally anyway. And last but not least is the price. This monitor has put a huge hole in my wallet. I maybe even considered remortgaging my home. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't actually do that, but you get the point. Basically, this monitor is so expensive, and to be honest, yeah, I can understand why. It is a premium device, it is a premium monitor. It has a lot of bells and whistles, great picture quality, great build quality, that 3-year OLED burn-in protection, the AI features is fantastic. But I think I would have liked to see this monitor at least £200 cheaper. I paid approximately £1,350 for this monitor, and it's just a lot of money. But I'm sure over time QD-OLED panels will go down in price. I'm probably just one of these early adopters to this technology. I know OLED had been out for a while, and to be fair, OLED has been a lot more affordable, especially on the 1440p 27-inch monitors. However, yeah, for this 4K OLED monitor, you are going to need to set aside some serious cash. So this is my general thought and perspective on this monitor. If you are gaming, it is fantastic. If you are video editing, it is fantastic. If you get the point, it's a fantastic monitor. The picture quality, the color accuracy as well is fantastic. I'm not a professional video editor or anything like that, but I wanted a monitor which was accurate when it came to color. Is it the world's most accurate monitor? Probably not. Did I use a calibrator? Absolutely not. It came factory calibrated, but the colors are fantastic. So yeah, this is a really good monitor. I would recommend this monitor if you can afford it. And if not, I'll leave some alternative down below in the description. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far in the video, drop a monitor emoji. Okay, yeah, drop a monitor emoji to show that you reached this point in the video. And yeah, if you have any questions, suggestions, anything like that, then leave them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless.